Hello everybody and welcome to our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. We live stream our sessions every Friday evening. You can keep up with our adventures on YouTube as well as catch weekly recaps on roguewatson.com. Move this to the other screen real quick. I'm Chris, your Dungeon Master. And I'm joined by our awesome players. Eric playing Kazan, the half-elf warlock paladin. Hello, Eric.
Hello, Christopher.
What's happening? Why is everyone laughing?
Because
Did I miss a joke?
I'm moving windows around while I'm...
Oh, it's not moving on my thing.
Oh, okay.
I just see his expression. He just pauses, looks, and then resumes, and then pauses, looks, and resumes. I assume he was being haunted or something.
That's right. There are the people in the room. Heather playing Bryce's the Tiefling Sorcerer. Hello, Heather.
Present.
Reese playing Tim, the Warforged Cleric Fighter. Hello, Reese.
Hello.
Rochelle playing Corinne, the Blue Dragonborn Sorcerer. Hello, Rochelle.
Hello.
And Raymond playing Halfred, the Halfling Ranger, who is out of the office this evening. He may return, maybe not. We will see.
He's playing in spirit.
That's right. From a concert somewhere. We use Roll20.net for our tabletop campaign and video chat. I still haven't changed that in the script. And I am recording it all using Open Broadcaster software. Previously on Storm King's Thunder. In Waterdeep Forest, as Tim learned the man he thought was his god was really his brother, two figures emerged from the trees. Outside the cabin, Halfred watched the pair emerge, a Warforged mage and a giant metal golem. Unlike past Warforged agents of the dragon, this one wasn't interested in talking. He spread his hands and unleashed a cloud kill spell upon the party. Halfred was prepared for the spellcaster, however, and ducked behind the large metal enemy to fire upon the mage, disrupting his spell, making sure no one else was affected by the cloud. The party then unleashed their full power, with a huge animated tree pounding the golems, a blasting horn destroying sections of the forest, spirit guardians tearing at all the foes, and Kazan stabbing furiously at two gargoyles who had joined the fight very briefly. With their ambush thwarted, they turned their attention back to the cabin. There was nothing left but to bury Enabrin. Tim said a few words and recalled that his brother had mentioned a magical sword and shield that once belonged to him before his warforged existence. The shield was back at the tower where he fell, but the sword lay buried in a cave to the north. They headed there and found a contingent of bullywugs surrounding the cave. Corinne cast invisibility and ducked inside, finding a large, monstrous creature blocking the way. Kazan decided to engage in some diplomacy with the tribe. He cast out with his psychic communication, speaking to the leader of the bullywugs, convincing the creature that there was in fact an evil artifact in the cave, and that the party would be aiding them by taking it away. Kazan, you may have a point of experience. The bullywug chief informed him through a series of movement clues that the creature in the back was definitely one of theirs, and it would need to be sated with food. They could lure it out. Oops. Gotta use those.
Well, I rolled really well last time.
You did. They could lure it out of the cave by feeding it, and at the same time sneak into the cave to recover the magical sword. The party gathered food from the forest, mushrooms, berries, and even some small woodland creatures, and the bullywugs formed a ritualistic path for the giant frog monster to emerge into. The huge beast came slithering out, ambling forward as they threw food into its maw. While they kept the beast sated, Corinne was still invisible, attempting to find the sword. As she searched and began digging for the item, the party had thrown the last of their food, and the creature was becoming enraged. Tim ran into the cave to assist her, and immediately pulled out his blasting hammer and slammed it into the ground, causing a giant explosion to tear away the ground. This did two things: reveal the magic sword they were after, and cause the cave to collapse, which caused the bullywugs and the frog monster alike to break into chaos. And Tim, you could have a point of inspiration for that. Tim emerged from the cave, proud and victoriously holding his sword aloft, only to see bullywugs screaming and an enraged frog monster and his friends pulling him away from the scene, seeing the creature begin to eat the bullywugs as they quickly escaped the scene and the forest. And you all are there now. You all continued running from the scene for a while, still hearing the croaking and roaring of the creatures and the frogmen.
Sorry.
Until you came out of Waterdeep Forest on the south side.
South side?
South side.
Can we find passage back to Waterdeep from Nightstone, or should we just hoof it?
If you return to Nightstone, you guys have been gone about 5 hours.
Okay.
So you return to Nightstone, and the I believe it was a caravan or a wagon that you
Back of a donkey cart.
something like that. You guys procured some transportation to Nightstone from Waterdeep, and you come back, and they are still at Waterdeep. I'm sorry, they are still at Nightstone. They haven't gone back yet.
Ah, is that their whole thing? Is they just go back?
Yes. And for the same price, which I don't remember what the price was, I have to look it back up again.
Pittance.
They offer to escort you back. Coach cab. It is 3 copper pieces per mile per person. At 40 miles, that's 120 copper apiece.
Sold.
You all are able to.
You'll have to do Halford's.
Oh right, yeah. Need to open his character sheet. You all will have to stay the night in Nightstone, however, because they're not leaving till the next morning. It is late in the afternoon now, but you all are able to get a room in
The rest of the day
Nightstone.
off.
Yeah, it's late afternoon at this point. It's like 2 or 3.
It's not late afternoon.
Well, whatever. Mid-afternoon, fine. And you're able to procure the one tavern in town that you remember was destroyed by cloud giant boulders, but has been rebuilt. And they are charging 2 silver a person.
Kevin's going to find the spot that he first was like, fell down back in level 1, and just look down at probably a few blood stains and just sigh.
Yeah. They scrubbed it quite a bit, but you can still see the old signs of that battle.
He feels a country song welling up in his heart.
Pretty certain we left a person tied up in the hotel as well.
You did, and I think you sent her to
Really?
be put in prison in Waterdeep. Because I think she was still tied up. Yeah, that's the person that Chasm pretended to be to talk to the Zentarum that had ridden into town. And once you guys were all done with it, I think you sent her packing back to Waterdeep to be put in prison.
Literally 45 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wow.
Tim, you realized when you found Dawnstrike that you were able to immediately attune to it. However, you also felt at that time that you were attuned to too many things.
Uh-oh.
You will have to unattune one of the 4 items that you have attuned to yourself right now. You have Soul Eater, Scarf of Black Flame, Flux Plate, and Dawnstrike.
Who wants a scarf?
Already got 3 things. Does Raymond? Do you know?
Raymond has 1 thing. He only has the wing boots.
Never get it though.
Everybody's got Corinne's got 3, Kazan's got 3, Bryce's has 2, and Halford has 1.
Uh-oh, that means Soul Eater's on the chopping block.
Isn't Dawnstrike a weapon?
It is, yeah. Do you want to give
You
the
dual
scarf?
wield them? That'd be awesome.
You have to give up a shield to do that, but you could.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
go with my precious shields.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you could give the scarf to Halfred.
Okay.
He is. I will assume he.
Now I can forget about it and not feel bad.
That's
Never
right.
gets hit.
Yep,
Actually, in the last fight, I think he took a pounding.
he did because he jumped right in the middle of everything. Or he
Yeah.
started in the middle of everything. Oh,
He should have got inspiration for that fight because he handled that pretty well. He like
You know-
rolled up on that guy and is like, doo, doo, doo.
yeah, he did. Yeah.
But he's not here to argue for
That's
it.
right. That's right.
So we're long resting this place.
You are. You guys spend the night in Nightstone in the inn.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll see you guys later.
The next morning comes without any events. And the coach cab is ready to head back to Waterdeep. If you have no other business in Nightstone.
And did I figure out where the shield is?
You don't know the location of the tower. From what you read in the journal, there is a tower somewhere that you stumbled upon that where they were creating Warforged.
Okay.
But you have no memory of this, and there was no indication of a location in the journal. Okay, the coach cab.
We've reached that part in your side quest where we have to wait for the main quest to progress.
That's right.
Oh.
More needs
Join
to
the
happen. The coach cab departs Nightstone. The first day of travel passes uneventfully, and you guys camp along the road on that first night. The next day,
I'm just gonna have Dawn Strike unsheathe the entire night so that
you're just
no one can
constantly.
sneak up on us.
Okay, it's literally, but it doesn't. The way it gives off light it looks weird because most light sources give off like light and then dim, like a torch. Like the area immediately around you is brightly lit, and then there's like dim light. Dawn Strike is like a straight hard line. It's like an aura of light. So it's like 20 feet of bright light and then nothing.
Nice. Perfect.
See, I can
Stand by.
imagine Tim like holding this thing and just like spinning like a.
Yeah.
That was like
lighthouse?
a beacon, like, come kill us, come kill us. Any passing dragons overhead? This is a jackass with a beacon. I feel safer already.
Good.
Yeah, despite having that straight up like bright halogen light over the entire camp, the night passes uneventfully, but perhaps fitfully, as you all try to sleep with the bright light around you.
To help sleep, I'm totally gonna cast darkness on myself so that way I don't see the light.
So now there's like layers. There's like the natural darkness of the night, and then there's the 20-foot dome of light around you, and then there's a smaller dome of blackness
What would that
surrounding
do to your eyes if you went from like a darkness to like immediate like
Yeah.
beacon light?
Yeah.
Just, like, burn your retinas.
Like a pirate, have a little pirate thing, little eye patch.
Yeah, you've all got the sleep masks.
Have to. Eye safety #1.
That's right. The next morning, the coach cab departs, and fairly early in the afternoon, you arrive back in Waterdeep.
All right. Now is Corinne's chance to sell any of that shit that she wants to sell.
Well, she's not at her computer right at the moment, but
Curses.
Because from here we need to go up to Goldenfields.
He's reading the chat.
There was that. There was also
Goldenfields.
Crowan. You remember that? So the things you guys have to do right now. There's that Goldenfields side quest. There is the one you got way back in Bryn Shander. There is the Cloud Giant Castle, and then the information about the Weevil escaping. Miri had told you that Crowan has more information on his whereabouts.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Goldenfields. I guess we are pretty close. That was weeks ago. In like game time.
Yes, it was. It was a long time ago.
Was there a giant slaying adventure named Denial? They let settle down at Goldenfields. Huh. I guess we could check that out. Well, I'm only checking it out if there's another caravan departing up that way. That we can like get there in a decent time. Like we did with Nightstone.
It's presently about noon right now. The next caravan, you check for the... Waterdeep has a number of coach cab companies that sort of travel throughout the area, the direct area. And there is one leaving the next morning.
To Goldenfields?
Yes. Or you can charter one essentially. Like it's not going there of its own volition. But you can charter one and it would leave in the next morning.
Well, that is faster, right, than on foot?
It's horse speed, so it would be, how long would that be? Horses go about 20 miles a day in a day.
I thought we can do 24 on foot. That's got to be more than that.
Oh, maybe it might be 30. I'd have to look that up, actually. It would be about 2 days of travel to get up to Goldenfields.
These guys really need to invent the rail.
Whereas the Cloud Giant Castle is somewhere up in the north, and Crowan is in Everland, which you could access through the teleportation network.
Right. I think, yeah. The eventual plan was just teleport to Everland, talk to him, and then, because our hippogriffs are in Everland, as I recall, and then we can somehow fly into a Cloud Giant Castle. But you guys want to go up to Goldenfields first, or just go to Everland?
Go ahead.
Goldenfields is fine.
Goldenfields it is.
Okay.
Be almost approaching the Princes of Apocalypse zone.
Don't set foot in there.
Yeah, that's Kalinar's domain.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, what is it? That right there was Prince's.
Okay, give me just a second. I didn't actually expect you guys to remember that quest. I gotta find all the information about it again.
I certainly didn't remember it. Forgot all about that. When did we get this quest?
Bryn Shander. This is the little dwarf woman that was one of the guards at Bryn Shander that fought with you on the wall there.
Mm.
She gave you the quest.
I don't trust the source in this. Heard from a cousin who heard from a friend who heard from a traveling merchant.
Yep.
What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing.
Okay. The next morning, the caravan departs. Yeah, it is 2 days of travel. After that first day of travel goes by, you don't see nothing of any real interest happens. It's a fairly straightforward shot to the north. But you do notice on that first day that as you get north out of Waterdeep, the road becomes rougher. You can tell this isn't a main thoroughfare. You're getting into like the rural area of this land. And when you get near the end of that day, you start seeing in the distance farmlands. And you're able to talk to the person leading this coach cab, and he tells you that this whole area here is considered sort of the grain belt of this area. It's where a lot of the food and vegetables and fruits and whatnot get grown, and Goldenfields itself is a prime source of food.
But no wheat.
But no, yeah, everything
Ironically.
but wheat. Yep.
It's golden like squash.
It's golden squash. It's all they make.
Good work.
Do we see people like working in the fields and stuff?
That first day, you do.
I totally like to use thaumaturgy to make the ground start to shake a little bit just to freak them out as we're driving by.
Oh dear. Okay, sure. You do that, and you definitely
For superstitious small folk.
Yep. You absolutely see a number of people. Running about and
panic and run.
Yeah, people running back into their homes and whatnot. And the coach cab guy, there's two of them running the actual horses at the front, and they look back and they're like, "Is anything okay back there? We don't know what's going on here."
We were just wondering the same thing.
One of them says, "It's got to be those damn giants. I've heard about them in the area."
Yeah, giants. They're bad. Snicker, 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 snicker.
That evening, you all rest up. The next morning, you set out, and as you set out to the north, about halfway through the day, you see a couple more farms in the distance, but they are destroyed. You see houses that are seemingly knocked down, fields and carts that look to be trampled. You don't see any people in the area. The coach cab people kind of pull the cart over, and they say, it looks like something bad came through here. I didn't do it. Are you sure you want to proceed?
Hell yeah. We're the kinds that head into danger, though, so I understand your trepidation.
I have Dawn Guard. There's no way we can lose.
It says, okay, but...
Strike. Dawn, strike.
That sounds impressive. I'll tell you, though, the first sign of any giants, we're pulling over and turning around, and you all are on your own, okay?
Just continue to think that, dude.
There's how many of them?
There's two. Two dudes in a, like,
Do
leading...
they look tough, or no?
No, they're like cart drivers.
All right.
Like taxi drivers.
Kazan catalogs this information, just kind of nods.
I like to, alright, I want to use thaumaturgy again and make my eyes glow like fire and be like, just get us to Goldenfields and freak them out.
Kazan will say, if there's people in trouble, we need to help them, right?
Ah, damn it.
Says, if you say so, if that's what you want to do, we're in no shape to help anyone.
Is that not the right thing to do?
Who has a supply of graham crackers?
The guy just kind of shrugs. I don't know. I just drive this thing.
Great. We found the morally flexible cab drivers. We could probably stash bodies in here.
As you all begin heading even farther north, another few hours pass, and you see a group of people trudging up the road. It looks to be a couple of families. It looks like they are carrying things with them, packs, and a couple of them are armed with pitchforks.
Motion for the cab guy to pull over if he's not already.
He does, yeah, at your motion. You guys are still probably 4 or 5 hours out of Goldenfields at this point. And the people look at you and they say, are you all sure you want to be heading this way?
Why does everyone keep asking us this?
What happened?
'Cause of the Gnasher, that's why.
What's a Gnasher?
He's a hill giant. He's coming through all the farms around this area, taking what we have, demanding all our crops and our livestock and everything else we've got. And then, he looks around and he says, the friends of ours that gave it to him, he took everything else they had anyway. Crushed their homes, left them with nothing. We ain't waiting for that. We're heading to Goldenfields where they got protection. They got walls, you see.
Where, do you know where they came from? Direction?
He came out of the east, as far as I can tell. Him and a few other of his hill giant pals. A few smaller looking ones, not sure what they were. I don't seem to care much about us except for what we can give them, our food and crops and what have you.
Well, they also destroyed your homes, though.
He says, aye. Our homes ain't destroyed yet, but we're leaving before the Gnasher can come back to collect. He gave him a warning, you see. He comes in, he gives folks, I don't know, he gave old Gerald down there, he gave him 2 days. Gather up everything you got, offer it over.
Wait, how long ago was that?
He says, that was a day ago. But we ain't sticking around.
I'll ask if they need a ride. What's our wagon situation look like?
You can't fit them. You guys are in what amounts to like a Robin Hood like cab sort of scenario with 2 horses. You're all sitting in one of those.
Do they have like kids and shit with them?
Yes.
There. Kevin hops off the damn cart.
Okay. You can. There.
I mean, can some of them fit on there at all? Or?
Yeah. Especially if you get off, you could probably fit. There's 3 kids that could probably fit in the place that you left. There are 4 adults and there's 2 like teenage boys.
Okay.
But you can probably fit all the children in there with one of you out of the cab.
Okay.
The coach cab says, we're gonna have to go slower if we got people walking alongside. That alright with you?
Will we reach Goldenfields by day still? I mean, what's the time?
It'll be into night by the time we get there. Evening, at least.
Ugh. Well, I mean, it's either that or separate the family. I don't necessarily want to do that. Or I asked the folks what they want to do. I guess they want to send the kids on ahead, or if they want to.
You want to be separated?
Can we take your kids?
How bad is the situation here exactly? Just like Saving Private Ryan, where they're like literally handing like the children to the soldiers. That didn't work out for Vin Diesel.
No. The man says, if you want to send the kids ahead, that's fine.
Fuck them.
Says they'll be safer heading to Goldenfields quickly as possible than on the road here. I don't know what we're expecting to find. That Gnasher's so far kept his word in terms of when he comes back to collect, as far as we know, but you never know with this kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm okay with sending the cart on ahead, and I'll just walk with them if they want.
Okay. The rest of you are still in the coach cab with the children.
Yes.
Separating the party. This sounds like a brilliant idea.
Hey, you guys can jump out.
But we have the children.
Perfect collateral.
Yeah, the coach cab takes off. Like I said, there was still probably about 3 hours by coach cab. You're probably, Kazan, on foot, you're probably still about 5 or 6 hours out.
Okay. Sure, I'm get lots of wonderful anecdotes and stories.
Yeah. You, Kazan, as you walk, you hear more about what's been going on, and it appears that this Nasher is indeed a hill giant, and he's got at least 2 other hill giants to travel with him. And he's got a number of, as far as you can tell, because you get conflicting reports from different people, he's got either bugbears or goblins that follow him around, and something that people say are just smaller hill giants, but you're not quite sure what that might be.
Ogres, probably.
Yeah, that would be a good guess. And he seems to travel around with an entourage, and his MO seems to be to show up at farms, demand everything that they have food wise, and then when he comes back, if he's not happy with what they've given him, which it doesn't sound like he's ever been happy with what's been given to him, he loots the place and destroys the home anyway, and just takes off with everything they got.
Is there any pattern to like which ones he's hit, like any kind of shape he's making or direction he's going in?
It seems to be starting somewhere to the south of you, and it seems to be moving northward.
Okay.
Yeah.
We passed by ones that were just like
You
destroyed, and then I assume as we go north, are there some that aren't
Right. Yes.
destroyed yet? Okay.
And the 2 farm families that you're traveling with right now, they have farms that were sort of farther off the road that had been visited by Nasher.
Okay.
And their farms had not been destroyed as of yesterday, at least.
When we pass farms on the road, are there still families in them, people there?
No. As you pass by a few more farms, and they look abandoned. You don't see any people out in front of their houses. You don't see people in the fields. The whole area seems to be deserted.
Okay. Everybody got the message then.
Yeah, apparently. The rest of you, when you pull in to Goldenfields, the guards come down to meet the coach cab very quickly, and they say to you all, they look at the coach cab, and they come over to next to the cabin that you're in. They say, "Are you the reinforcements?"
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Thank God. They're meeting in the town hall right now. You need to hurry. I don't know what they're going to decide, but the Lord's Alliance representatives, their word will mean more than anything else. Come this way. And
I'm gonna look at him and go, we're Lord's Alliance now?
I don't know.
Alright.
Are we supposed to vote for them no matter what now? Is
Yeah.
that the backup?
I think so.
The coach cab wants to be paid, and they want to leave. Which you guys, I think you said you already paid them whenever you left. So they have no interest in sticking around. They're just sort of like, good luck. And
Thanks.
They immediately turn their cab around, and start heading back.
Hope you don't get smashed by a hill giant.
They flip you the bird as they're heading down the road.
I'd like to make the ground then shake underneath their horses.
They whip the horses faster. Time to run. You all pull into, not Everland, Goldenfields. Can you all see that okay? I never know if these map ones are going to. Okay. You all are down here at the bottom left. The guards begin to lead you through the town, and you can see. You look around, and you can see that this town is mostly farmland. You see a few houses.
How expensive are those walls?
the walls.
Fucking walls.
Yeah, the walls as you pass
Guarding
through.
farmland.
Just guarding farmland. Yep.
Hey, when you got a word full of giants and dragons and shit, man, you gotta guard that. You gotta guard everything.
Hey Tim, you want to set it on fire?
Oh, God.
I mean, sure, but I don't think we should.
Just a little?
As they're leading to
30 foot thick walls.
Yeah.
I feel super safe.
Or the walls are only 15 feet thick, I think, right? Unless the one square. No, 30 feet. You're right. 30 feet. Yeah.
That's top view of outer wall.
Well, you guys will have to ignore that on the tactical map later. As the guards lead you through the town, you notice that the place is seemingly deserted. You don't see a whole lot of people, and the guards are talking to you as you guys are walking through this deserted farmland, and they're saying, "Thank God you're here, but there's really only 4 of you? We were expecting, I don't know what we were expecting, but a lot more."
Hey, make the ground shake again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Only
God.
4 of us.
So you're powerful, 4 then.
Oh, we can make the ground shake whatever we want.
That's the extent of it.
There's a 5th guy who's coming. He just walks really slow.
Okay.
He didn't fit in the cart.
He's fat.
You make the fat man walk. Oh no.
He threatened to eat the children. We had to protect them.
Yeah, make the joke. He had to be kept a certain distance away from the children. It was a court order.
Okay.
My character's gonna show up to this fucking town and be given the dirtiest fucking looks, and he's like, "Hey guys,
are you the one that can't go near children?"
What?
Yeah, they're talking about. They say well, we certainly hope you're powerful to stand against an army of giants. We're not prepared for that.
An army of giants. Who would be prepared for that?
Not us. There's not that many guards, despite these thick walls. We've gotten complacent in the years. We've relied on the walls themselves to keep out most threats.
Can you conscript the peasants?
We can try. They're not fighters per se.
Swords.
Yeah.
You just need bodies out there.
Slow enemy down.
Clog the field.
Let Tim bring them out there. It works well.
Ooh, we could pull Vlad Tepish. Just put them on poles.
Scare the enemy. We've killed our own people. You don't need to.
Just imagine what we would do to you.
We like these guys.
Yeah, it's just us 4/5. I don't know what else you're expecting.
Says, all right, well, we'll see what the citizens say when we get to the meeting. And they lead you all the way to the north, up here to what looks to be a town hall of sorts. And the town hall, there you see what seems to be all of the members of the town that you didn't see among the farmlands gathered around this town hall, just arguing, and there's a lot of yelling and people pushing and trying to get in.
Finally, politics gets interesting.
The guards sort of push them out of the way, all these peasants, and they say like, the Lord's Alliance representatives are here to weigh in. Everyone out of the way. And they lead you into this town hall where you immediately
show any kind of identification. Or
no, immediately believed. They lead you in, and there is.
What are the odds that a construct and a tiefling and a dragonborn are all together in the same party?
Very progressive in the Lord's Alliance, aren't they?
Don't forget the halfling.
Yeah, there's a halfling. Not a single human amongst them. Which might be why they were so ready to believe that you must be something special. Surely you can't just be travelers.
Must be. We're not marauders, that's for sure.
They're some kind of traveling circus troupe.
Quick, burn their fields.
Yes. Bryce goes to turn around.
The giants won't want anything if the fields are gone. You emerge into an argument that's in mid
argue.
Process. Yeah, mid argue, whatever the verb is. You see a few people that seem to be representing different groups at the heads of these arguing parties, and they're each sort of yelling things. One is a tall, lanky gentleman, dressed in like a tight, like leather, almost looks like hunting gear or something like that. And he is saying, we draw up every man that can hold a pitchfork or wield a bow. We would put them on the wall. I don't care how many of them there are. We can hold them off amongst our walls. Hill giants, as far as I know, can't climb.
How tall are the walls?
You see what looks to be,
Also, anything with hands and thumbs could potentially climb.
another one of the arguing party pipes up. It looks like a human, but he is covered in fur. It almost looks like a bear man of some sort. But he speaks and carries himself just like a normal human, but he's just covered in fur.
Just a really hairy fucking guy.
Let's see if I can blow these up. There you go. Yeah, there he is.
Holy crap.
Wait, that is...
Oh, I like this guy.
That's fucking Chewbacca Claus.
Yep.
The Santa Claus of Chewbacca's.
He is saying, these damn hill giants are going to be coming where our walls are shortest and narrowest. They'll be able to climb just fine. And even if they couldn't, they'll just bash through the walls eventually. Have you heard what they've done to the other farmers? Doesn't matter what they've given them. They've just clawed the ground and crushed the buildings. They're laying waste. We have to run now. Otherwise, we risk citizens of this town being caught unawares in the open road. Another gentleman pipes up. This man is sort of another tall, lanky guy with long blonde hair. He's dressed almost like you'd imagine like a bartender or something would be dressed. Just sort of baggy brown clothes.
So surly.
Yep. And he says, we give them what they want. We gather up everything. We put the food out along the eastern wall, like he said. And if they're not happy with it, then we can run. There's plenty of time for them to try to make it over the walls before they're actually in town. We could be long gone, but if there's any chance of us saving this city, we have to take it. And the final person in this argument pipes up, and she is the first one to notice your presence. She looks like an elderly black woman, and with a very high, tight bun and reading glasses. And she looks over to you all, and she says, "Well, it looks like the Lord's Alliance is finally here. Perhaps they can weigh in on this discussion. Advise us on what the major cities would have us do in lieu of them actually sending forces to defend us." And she looks at you four expectantly. And the whole room kind of gets quiet at this. And all eyes sort of turn to you. Yeah.
I'm not here, right? I'm still.
You're still on the road, yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is about to get interesting.
This woman says, "And you are the Lord's Alliance reinforcements, are you not, that I sent for?"
We are the heroes, yes.
"Heroes! Good! I knew the Alliance wouldn't let us down. We are a reliable bunch, you see."
Yes. They are. Are we with them or not? I don't remember.
You're not, as far as you know. You all know the Lord's Alliance is basically the government at large. It's the major cities sort of forming an alliance that shares resources and forces. Like if one city gets attacked, the other ones will send reinforcements, that sort of thing. From your understanding of the area, Goldenfields should be defended by Waterdeep, but it does not appear that they have any actual Waterdeep forces here in the city walls.
Okay. Oh, my mistake. I thought you're asking for the reinforcements of the Graham Cracker crew.
The woman narrows her eyes and says, "You are the Graham Cracker crew?"
Oh, yes.
Most of it.
At your service. You are missing one member.
She says, "Well,
Our numbers swell to a fifth once over.
She says, "I'd heard there were 5 of you, and that would make 5. She says, "But you're not the Lord's Alliance reinforcements."
No.
Nope.
No.
"Then no offense, but I'm not sure I care what you have to say on this issue."
Okay, well, good luck.
Yep. Hope the giants don't kill you all.
A couple
Shaking our way out.
Okay.
A couple of the others pipe up and they say, "But wait, Noxine, these are the giant slayers. They've faced giants all over the Sword Coast. If anyone should be able to help us in the situation, it's them."
Hey, she didn't want our help. We'll leave.
He says, "Noxine represents the Lord's Alliance. She doesn't represent us. We at Goldenfields we want to do anything that we can to save this town."
Anything, eh?
How about you start with telling us what's going on?
And why are there so big why are your walls so big around your farms that can be replanted?
The hunter gentleman steps up. This dude, and he introduces himself. He says, "My name is Althavir, the leader of whatever amounts to a militia and guard in this town, which isn't much, let me tell you."
We can tell.
He says, 2 days ago, that damned hill giant that's been attacking the countryside came to our eastern gates. Threw some damn boulders right over the walls to get our attention. He says he gave us 3 days to gather up I don't even know how he expected us to gather up every bit of food we have in here. We've got orchards and fields and all sorts of livestock. But he gave us 3 days to gather it up and give it to him, or him and his army of hill giants was going to crush us underneath their feet or some such.
Have you ever seen the other piece of his army that he's claiming to have?
He says, he came here with most of it. He's got at least 2 other hill giants, a bunch of damn ogres, and an army of goblins that I could see. He is traveling with quite an entourage.
Hmm.
He says, myself, I intend to mount whatever forces and defenses we have in town to hold them off come the morning after next. He says, Miros over here, he waves at the hairy gentleman, says he's in favor of just fleeing in mass without any thought to the consequences that would bring to the area. If we lose every bit of food we have in Goldenfields, Waterdeep starves.
Where is Waterdeep?
That's where you guys just came from.
We just came from there.
It's about 2 days.
No, I mean, like, where's
So,
there?
like, where's there? Why is it Waterdeep here?
Yeah.
Oh, he says, that's a great question. He says, we sent word, but I have no idea if it made it that far south or not.
Who sent word?
Said, I did. I sent a messenger down to Waterdeep. You didn't happen to pass him on the road. You probably would have if he was on his way. That was yesterday.
We didn't pass anybody.
He sort of shakes his head and says, damn. Well, either he's dead or he's fled. Either way, we won't get reinforcements from Waterdeep by the next, in the next, what is, he sort of counts it in the head, in the next 36 hours. Kazan, at this point, you are coming through the gates, along with the families. You encounter the guards as well.
You led them back to their death.
And the guards sort of come up.
To my place.
The guards come up to you, Kazan, and they say, said, you're the 5th member of the reinforcements, yes?
Yep, that's me. Snazzy Spice.
I'm Nutmeg.
As you say that, is that one of them?
This is the concert venue, right?
As you say that, Kazan, the guard sort of puts his arms around the children and pushes them back. Says these are your children. He seems to know the farmers, and they're happy to reconnect with their children and head into town. And the guards immediately grab you, Kazan, and direct you.
Hey.
They
To a prison cell.
direct you to the town hall as well, where they say your compatriots are already joining in the discussions.
Kazan has a moment of fear and terror, and he looks and makes sure the town hall is not on fire. All right, it's still standing. There's still time. They haven't killed everyone inside yet.
My friends haven't killed everyone yet.
You haven't done the Giants' job yet.
Now the Giants have no reason to come here.
Back at the town hall, Othavir is still talking to you all, and he's saying, he says, Dar's here. He says, this is the leader of our farming guild. He wants to try to appease these giants, give them whatever food we can manage to muster in the next day and a half. He says, and Naxine, I don't know what Naxine wants to do.
Naxine wants to get you all killed.
Naxine looks at you and she says, there is a 4th option now that we have...
He had to count his options real quick.
Yeah. Now that we have adventurers here.
Heroes.
heroes, the Graham Cracker crew.
That's
Oh,
right.
Lord.
She addresses the
Nutmeg.
she addresses the assembled townsmen.
Show him your tattoo. It's just tramp stamped right up.
You all have to lean over.
Nutmeg, power of nutmeg. Freshen your soup.
She says we could attempt to bring Danela back, and the crowd sort of grumbles at this, and they say she's in. Some of them say like it's impossible. So they'll never find her in time. She's in the hills. No one goes in there anymore. Maxine says none of us go in there, but these adventurers, they might. If they can bring back such a legendary giant slayer such as she.
Hey,
We fucking slayed giants
At least once.
at least once.
She says, well, if you're confident that you can defend our town walls without the aid of a legendary giant slayer, you're welcome to. Says, but I would like to gather up any resources we possibly can before the time comes.
is she an ogre slayer too?
Probably, I don't know.
Is she minor in ogre slaying?
Did you get a second major in goblin slaying? Because
We're gonna need
it
all
sounds like,
those.
sounds like there's a lot more than just giants we have to worry about.
She's in the east, and the giants come from the east. Also,
Next scene says, she says, yeah, the giants come from.
am I there? Here.
Yeah, I'll take you to the. She says, yes, but the giants are coming from the plains. Danela has apparently set up shop in the Forlorn Hills. If we were to supply you with horses, you could get there and back in time before the giants arrive.
I think it's challenge accepted because, I mean, if we don't do it in time, what do we lose?
True. We get to keep the horses.
Everyone
And we're not gonna
says.
be here when the shit hits the fan.
Nixon says, I suppose that's true. But then all of us.
And we'll be plus horses. I'm not
Thanks
saying
for the
this out
horses,
loud.
Maxine.
She says, then we'll all be dead.
Thanks for the horses.
But you'll be saving these horses. We'll name them after each of you. Do they have an exact location?
Nexine does. She says, I know where she set up her cottage up in the hills. She says, no one goes up there due to all the monsters. Places.
What other monsters could there be?
Totally fucked.
She says, the Forlorn Hills are lousy with monsters.
Oh, jeez.
It's instead of a road, it's just a path of monsters. Just walking on monsters.
Stack, yeah.
Just high-fiving them.
She says, we've always suspected that's why Janela set up shop there. She's not much of a people person, you see.
So she would rather hang out with the monsters than you people.
She says, yes, but back in decades
Why would she want to
past,
save you?
in decades past, she was a legendary giant slayer, is my understanding.
Decade. How old is this person? Is she human? His
Um,
decades don't do well on humans.
She says she's probably in her 40s now.
Okay.
So like 2 decades at most.
Yeah, I was trying like, okay.
She says, yes, probably 2 decades.
Alright.
Maybe 1.5. Alright, well if we don't make it back in time, we should probably have a plan B, right? That's just to evacuate the town and burn everything behind you.
So this sounds like what happened to Bridge Sander, which is a literal army of giants shows up, but they said that's only 3 hill giants and then a bunch of ogres and goblins.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that bad.
Don't forget the spiders they ride.
The spiders? Hey, if anything, we can perform a pincer attack and like come at them when they're assaulting the walls. Cool.
Othavir.
From the north, a monster army is going to come. It's going to be the battle of the years.
Yeah, we'll be Rohan, fucking riding in.
Othavir says, yes. He says, I like that. We set up our archers along the walls, and when Nasher comes to take us out, you flank them from the back.
Yep.
He says, but if you don't return, we do need...
Or even better, we catch them before they make it here, if we can.
He says, yes, if you could.
Alright, you guys go ahead with the plan, like, act like you're going to be giving them the food and everything to buy us some time if need to.
Just put like a quarter of the amount that they asked for out there.
Dars, the farmer, steps up and says, if we do that, they will attack. And Othavir says, they're going to attack anyway. We already know this. He says, you tell us, Gramcracker crew, giant slayers, do we spend our next 36 hours gathering up more food or shoring up our defenses?
How much food do you have gathered right now?
Says, not much. Few barrels of wheat. Fruits, the sort of thing.
Should have been poisoning your food for them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I don't think they're gonna literally stand there and eat it though. The thing, I think they're hauling it back.
To be poisoned later in their nest.
Exactly. Poison the queen. That's how firing killers.
He says, so do we dedicate our time to defenses, to gathering resources for the giants, or, and Miros pipes up and he says, or evacuating the citizens?
Evacuating is the worst idea. That's just going to cause panic and problems, and you're still safer in these walls than you are out on the road.
Miros looks
I guess shoring up your defenses, but probably try to keep the peasants off the walls.
Yeah, like people that can fight do defense, and then everybody else needs to chip in with the food and try and make it look like you're at least giving up the food. Just to buy time if necessary.
Says, understood. That sounds like we all have something to do then. He looks at Dars and Miros and he says, you two, gather up all those who can't fight and shore up all the food we can shore up in the next 36 hours. Myself and Axine will shore up our defenses, get men on that can fire arrows and wield a sword up on the walls.
I would like to roll insight to see if that is some sort of dog man.
Let's see. You get in close and examine him. And you're pretty sure it's just some sort of skin condition. He just seems to be growing hair. Like this, it doesn't seem to be dog hair. It seems to be like normal head hair. It just seems to be growing out of every part of his face.
The opposite of alopecia.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Hairopecia.
Man, Talus would be studying the shit out of this guy.
I require sections of your skin.
Get away from me.
And it's
hypertrichosis.
Is that what it's called? All right.
I just got a text, so she still listened.
Nice.
Corinne pipes up from the back. I know what that's called.
Yep.
It's getting to evening now, but Othavir says, I wouldn't waste any time. You'll need every bit of the next 36 hours to make it to her home and back. If you'd like to take the horses and head out now, or you can try to wait for the morning and
let's go.
Ride hard.
Yeah, we need to head out. We're on a ticket clock here.
I don't want to die with you guys. I mean,
I
let's just
don't
go.
want to die with you guys. Assume as we're heading out, Halford is like pinging his radar.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I have Dawn strike out all the time.
I assume you've never put it away.
You're just like mounted it on your back or something.
Like a child with a glow
Constantly
stick. Just,
running around in circles.
Yeah.
yeah.
At some point, Tim starts going be-doo, be-doo, be-doo. We find a red flower to put in front of it so it glows red.
Ooh, that's cool.
You suspect, or they give you a map, or the next scene tells you a location in right at the edge of the Forlorn Hills, and it is about 40 miles away. So it will take, if you ride now and ride back without stopping, it will take you close to 24 hours to just ride hard. That's a long time.
Ride hard.
Yeah, ride hard.
Ride or die, baby. Ride or die.
Oh, Lord.
You all set out. The first, where's my thing?
Hello, world map, my old friend.
Yep. The first 30 miles or so are uneventful, but in the distance, you do see what appears to be a more desolate. The grass seems to die and turn brown as you travel, and you see barren hills in the distance that you would recognize just from description as the Forlorn Hills. And as you get another 10, 20 miles in, Halfred stops you short, and he says, "We got a problem. There are monsters everywhere."
Oh no.
He says, they seem to be all around us, in front of us. Says, I sense 3 to the north, 2 directly ahead, and 10 to the south.
Good lord.
I don't sense a way to get around them without going well to the north or south from at least 5 miles or so. His range is
Time
only.
for that.
No, we don't.
Well, the South group is probably the Thrasher dude and his compatriots.
What all can he sense?
That's a good question. Let's roll his thing. Is that it? Yes. Sense whether any of your favorite enemies are present within 5 miles of you. Which of your favorite enemies are present, their numbers, and the creature's general direction and distance. So he can only tell you that they're monstrosities. There's 3 monstrosities somewhere to the general north. These are all to your east because you guys are trying to head east.
Right.
But there's 3 to the northeast, 2 directly to your east, and 10 to the southeast.
But no giants?
He does not sense any giants within 5 miles.
Well, 2 is better than 10 and 3, so...
Yeah, I mean, the straight east is still the quickest way.
It is. Straight east is the quickest way.
Alright, we'll do that, but we'll be going carefully.
Okay. You all continue. Another few miles. And Halford stops you again. He says, the monstrosities, the 2 are right in front of us. He says, but the ones that were to the north of us are closing in. They're getting closer. He says, should we cut south or should we keep going straight?
We need to keep going, I guess. Are they going to be able to catch us? Can we keep pace?
He says, they're both about a mile from us now. I don't know if they'll catch us at the same time or not.
Let's keep going. We're on horses.
You are on
Wherever
horses.
they are. They're gonna be faster than a horse.
All right, you ride and that last mile, and you all are preparing yourselves for anything. But as you get closer to that last mile, Halford says it stops, or not, doesn't stop. But as you're riding, he says they're right in front of us. But you guys look and you don't see anything.
Watch the ground.
Around you, the horses begin to neigh and buck up, and you all feel the ground begin to shake as
Is that you,
things.
Bryces?
Yeah, exactly.
This one's not me.
And around your horses, the earth breaks upward. And we will take a break and come back with the results of that.
Bum bum bum.
That's right.
He's throwing his sword around. Corinne, you look like you're in a fucking horror movie. It was frightening.
From the darkness.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back. All right, so Corinne's, you're just gonna type instructions, or I guess you could just, if you got your computer, you just roll whatever you're gonna roll. Don't strike. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Plus. Cool. Okay, yes. Hold on, I gotta actually pull up horse tokens. You all are on horses.
Thought we're fast enough.
They might have been.
That's what you get for thinking.
Toot, 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 toot. Okay, I'll bring you all to the screen. Everybody see that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes, you all have been writing full speed. And as the ground rumbles around you, there's not going to be a surprise around here because you all were aware that you were coming up on these things and you were pretty much ready. But you are slightly surprised to see them burst from the ground.
Should probably let Halford long rest.
Yeah. Click his button, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's only got 48 of his... Where is your long
1
rest
million hit points.
Long rest, there it is. There it goes. All right, and let's get everybody to roll initiative. Anyone can try to roll a history check to see if you know what these creatures are and what they're capable of.
Is it cheating if I know what they are from the last campaign?
Yes.
Hey, look familiar from last campaign.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, two
crits.
2 crits. You got a -1.
Jeez.
Wow.
Using them wisely.
That's right. Use your crits before the fight starts.
Damn it. We only have so many of those.
But yes, you all recognize these, or the two
Or
of you.
do we?
Yeah.
Wow. Screw
That
the
was-
Forlorn Hills. We're going to Vegas.
That's right. You recognize these as bullets? I don't know. I don't think the jury ever got out on that one.
I went with bullets because
Belay.
bullets sounded fucking dumb.
Yeah. But yes, they are burrowing.
Mrs. Bullet is crying right now.
This is a bullet.
These are wandering hunters that burrow underground and like to surprise prey by bursting from underground.
Oh no, are we prey?
Also called land sharks, apparently.
These were the two we were coming up on?
Yes.
So there's fucking 3 more coming at us.
Yes.
Alright. Second we kill these guys, we gotta go. Good lord.
Yeah, I rolled a 22. Halfred needs to roll. Zoom in. There we go. Halfred, where are you? Okay. Tim, you're up first.
All right. So I'll do the usual jump for my horse so my horse doesn't die trick.
These say your name's horses, but these aren't the horses that you actually own. These are just horses.
You own horses?
At one time you
Yes.
did. I don't
Because
remember.
one of them's name was Tim.
Yep.
That wasn't my horse.
Yep.
I thought that was the hippogriff.
That was the hippogriff.
I know we own
Same.
hippogriffs.
Flying horses are hippogriffs.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Once you have flying horses, regular ones are just kind of...
All right. Dawn strike him to death.
Dawn strike. That does hit. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you want to actually put the healing thing in the description of the attack, but you can always, as a bonus action, heal someone within 20 feet for half the damage.
I'll heal myself for what, 5 or 4 damage?
It's running down, so 4.
4 damage. To me also.
Okay. But yeah, you do strike the belay. The belay's turn.
Balls. Now, Chris, switch us over from the damn splash screen.
Okay.
Thank you, chat.
Yep.
If it's not too much trouble.
Would you like to hear about the fight?
It's a radio play now.
Yep.
It's all theater of the mind.
Tim, the one next to you is going to bite at you.
What?
You just struck him. And he's angry.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Oh boy.
And seeing you attack the other one, the other boulet that came out of the ground is going to rear back on its haunches and launch itself into the air at you, Tim.
I thought these were underground land sharks.
Deadly leaps.
Leaps at least 15 feet as part of its movement. It can then use its action to land on its feet in its base that contains one or more of the creatures. Each of those creatures must succeed on a DC strength or dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone and take 3d6 plus 4 bludgeoning damage.
Well, that's not good.
That is the horse, too.
Each of these creatures must... Okay.
I don't know why I didn't put an actual saving throw thing in there, but...
It's your strength saving throw like these days.
Yeah, that's not great.
So it's
Okay,
better than
though.
your dex.
Just the problem that's bludgeoning damage is all.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do inspiration on that one.
Okay.
You feel inspired as the creature comes
Ah,
hurtling towards
like,
you.
oh, God, I take... There you
I
go.
did. Oh,
Nice.
That is the horse.
He's dead.
He made the save.
You made the save. So the damage is 3d6 plus 4. All right, so that's Tim. For you, that's half damage doubled because you're susceptible to bludgeoning damage, so it's 12 still. And the horse takes 6.
How are you susceptible to bludgeoning?
His armor.
His special armor gives him immunity, resistance, and what's the word?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. That's what I'm looking for. -6.
So you said I take 12?
Yes.
Okay.
And you are not knocked prone. You are instead
Pushed back.
both pushed back. The horse is going to be pushed back into the other horses. That horse whinnies and pushes you back.
Son of a bitch.
Tim, you're pushed back this far. As the blade just lands in a puff of dirt. And your horse also does not look good. It just took half its health, or a little less than half its health, from the attack. Halfred's turn. What should Halfred do?
Sneak attack.
Fly up
Like
off his
shadows.
horse and start. Yeah, shooting arrows. I guess.
Okay.
Hunters mark one of them, probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's gonna shoot whichever one we damage because he does more things. I think.
But we
Okay.
haven't damaged them yet, have we?
You damaged one. Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Tim slashed
Tim
one.
hit it.
Yeah,
Damn
so
it, further away.
that should be the one Halford attacks, because then he gets Colossal Slayer.
Okay, cool. So he will do a Colossus Slay. He will fly off his horse about 15 feet into the air. Or he'll fly 20 feet. That's his movement. And he will do a Colossus shot. 25 hits. For 9 plus 6 is 15. Puts an arrow right into him. And he fires again. 17 also hits. For 6 damage. Alright, now he's floating 20 feet in the air.
Doesn't the Hunter's mark go off again?
Does it? Yes, it does.
I don't know.
Read it. I don't pay attention to your guys' abilities.
They're starting to get.
Yeah,
pretty
whenever you hit it
complicated
with a weapon attack, and you have a... Yeah, so it says, until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target
Yeah.
whenever you hit it with a weapon attack.
Yep, okay. He did another 3. Okay. There it is. Kazan, you're up.
Rices, would you like to go since we tied?
Oh, you guys did tie. You can either just roll, d4 and just permanently change it, or you can just choose.
Yeah, let's just roll the d4.
Am I adding that, or how does this work?
Just whoever
No, 'cause
wins,
that'll-
I'll add a 1.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Alright. Brysis.
Alright. Because I don't want my horse to die. I'm going to jump off my horse.
Okay.
Go here.
Both Halford and you can also, shoo the horse backward, too, if you
Yeah, I'm
chose
going
to.
to move the horse, back
Okay,
here.
yeah.
And then from here... Yeah, good enough. I am going to use my magic wand that I haven't used yet.
Okay.
Where is it at? I gotta make sure I can do this thing. Magic wand, there it is. 10 charges. First level, alright. You spend 1 or more charges to increase the level of that spell by 1 for each expend. Okay.
Magic wand?
Question. It's
Alright.
The actual name of it was a crystal wand. Just FYI. If you want.
Okay.
Or you can keep magic wand.
I like
question
magic
mark.
wand question mark.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I'm gonna cast Agnar's Scorcher, which is generally a 2nd level spell, but I'll use a magic wand to cast it at a 5th level.
Okay.
Wow.
Because, 3 charges out of 10, that's not bad. wasn't great.
So this is a line.
Oh, it's the laser.
Yeah, you're
Oh, you
fine.
rolled shit damage, dude. Reroll some of that.
I know, I'm debating on it.
181.
The extra.
Reroll.
Yeah, I'll reroll 2 of those. I'll reroll the ones.
Wait,
68.
did it only roll 2 3d8s? Oh, it
5,
increased
4,
by
4,
1d8 for
1.
each level. So there was 3 extra, so it's 3d8 plus 3d8. Yes.
So I'll reroll those 2 ones
Okay.
for that.
Okay.
So just /roll 3d8. Right?
Just roll 2d8. I'll
2d8.
we'll minus 2 and add your new number.
So it's 21.
So just add 5.
Yep. 28 damage.
Still not great.
And they have to dodge it? Is that how this works?
Yep.
Yes.
DC 17 dexterity saving throw. They still take half damage
Okay.
if they fail.
Okay.
They don't
So
look nimble, but we'll see.
28 damage. The first
They're
one
not. Nice.
fails miserably. They may be able to jump far, but they're not dexterous apparently.
Yeah.
Second one rolls a
Damn.
natural 19. All right.
No, he doesn't.
Oh. What'd you do? Minus it by 4?
Yeah.
Wow, you had to have gotten the 4 too.
Wow.
I just clicked the button. Oh,
Okay.
worth it.
He's a
Work.
15. All right, so they both
She's like
take
blowing all of her stuff right here.
both take 28 damage. And you did blow a lot of stuff, Bryces.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
To the
did.
point where you feel like you just expounded a lot of magical energy in a short amount of time.
I'm giggling maniacally as I do
And
it.
you feel yourself lose control. Please roll a D100.
This is your first magic or wild magic surge in 7 sessions, by the way.
Wow.
Oh, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
78.
78. You cast polymorph on yourself.
Oh shit.
If you fail the saving throw, you turn into a sheep for the spell's duration.
God damn it.
Yes!
Sheeped yourself.
You shoot yourself. All right, go ahead and roll the
If
polymorph.
I fail the saving throw.
If you fail it, yep.
What's my polymorph? Oh, is it my spell save DC?
It is.
Oh shit.
Like you cast polymorph on yourself.
Oh shit.
You actually have that spell.
Turn myself into freaking Tyrannosaurus
What's
all
your
the time.
wisdom save like?
Not great.
I'm gonna count
Saving
that as a
throw.
bad one.
That's a bad one.
Oh, hang on. Inspiration. We're gonna try this again. I really don't want to be a sheep.
I fucking love
I'm a
sheep.
sheep.
You're a sheep.
I'm a sheep. Whatever. I did my damage. I'm a sheep. I'm gonna go over and start eating like this plant, like right here.
You sheeped yourself.
Yep.
I'm a sheep. It happens. You just see this sheep just like start kicking randomly.
All right. Can you still see the map, Bryces?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's gonna take her off the initiative tracker though.
I'm a sheep. I can't do anything.
What actions does a sheep have?
It grazes. It begins nonchalantly just grazing the grass.
Yeah, I'm eating this bush over here. I'm a sheep.
Did anybody see what just happened?
Kazan,
good.
you're up.
Right there.
She did a bunch of damage.
I did.
Yeah. How are these guys looking now?
The bottom one looks fairly damaged. It took a sword strike and a laser beam.
Some arrows.
Some arrows, yeah.
Wait, so how long am I a sheep?
All right, I am going to.
1 hour. Unless,
So-
but through the rules of it, someone could just kill the sheep and you'd be back to yourself.
Yeah.
You could, but you don't want the boulet to do it because any of that over trample damage hits you in your form.
Yeah.
What you want to do is like have Alfred shoot an arrow at you or something. I don't know how much HP a sheep has. You want to do just enough damage to turn you over, but not like a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
Then it's not one of his stinking arrows. The sheep
So
has
what if
like
it
what,
does-
5 hit points?
I have no idea.
A sheep has...
I mean, he does like his one attack separately. I don't think does.
A sheep has 3 HP.
Oh,
And,
shit.
and an AC of 10.
We just need to like punch you in the face. Which
I'm good. I'll stay a sheep.
all right. I'm gonna cast Wrathful Smite as a bonus action,
Bah.
powering up my weapon, and I'm gonna charge with the horse. And dramatically, when the horse gets close, I will leap off and
Ah.
come down in a flurry of strikes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually attempt to Wrathful Smite the top one. So I'm actually gonna attack him first.
Okay.
Which just means it goes off if I connect, I guess.
Ah.
Man, that was beautiful.
That does connect. So,
All right, so that is
14
so
plus
it hits
5.
him for 14 plus 5, and then he has to make a Wisdom saving throw or be frightened.
Bah.
All right.
All right. Top guy is frightened. That is concentration.
Okay.
Frightened means he has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is in line of sight and can't willingly move closer to the source of fear.
Okay.
So I guess he's not technically feared, but he's just kind of...
Right. He's not running
debuffed.
away, but he's...
Okay, my bad. I should have attacked that one then. Oh well. But my glaive also copies, I believe.
It does. So you do the 14 damage to the other one,
God, that's such a great fucking weapon.
which,
All right.
yeah.
Spin around and do the blunt end. And this time I will concentrate on the more damaged one.
Okay.
I guess I'm hitting both of them. Oh, man.
6 damage. You do hit them.
Technically I can re-roll that damage, although it's a 1d4. How about 5 damage? God damn it. I probably shouldn't re-roll the d4 in a general rule.
Right.
Unless it's I guess if it's a 1, then it's more worth it. How is the guy looking?
The bottom one's
one?
looking bad. Bottom one is looking pretty disheveled. He's been scraped up and...
Alright, I'll save my spell slots for now. Multi-attack last. Oh, and then obviously that 5 hits the other one too.
Yes, they did.
And then Phantom hit
Dear
both of them for
Lord,
9.
Yep. That is a flurry of attacks and does a lot of damage to both of them. Corinne, you're up. That's Off horse, lightning bolt through both. Clear
Nice.
enough.
Bah.
God damn.
Holy crap.
Okay.
The
Here's
sheep will bah approvingly.
the first
One
one.
for 3rd level. Holy shit.
I'd been luck, but I'm a sheep.
The first one does half damage. That's 20. Second one takes the full 41.
Now, they do have disadvantage.
The top one has
that's against
disadvantage.
saving throws.
Or
Yeah, it
does it? Let's see. Fear.
It says disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. I don't know if that actually counts as saving throws or not.
I'll look it up real quick. Frightened. Just ability checks and attack rolls, not saving throws.
Okay.
So that lightning bolt goes clear through that first one and takes out a chunk of it, and it rears back. But as it goes through the first one, the second one gets it full on the face and just gibs, and gore goes flying into the air.
The sheep is just going to start kicking its legs wildly again.
Yeah. And it is dead. All right, back up to Tim.
Try and flick some moons.
Okay. Leeches won't go anywhere near him.
That's great damage, too.
Hey, even the leeches have standards.
This belay is going to attempt to run backwards. As it does, it will take opportunity attacks from 3 of you.
Oh boy. That's like a poor choice for him.
Holy crap. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
I got some of your stank on me.
Shot my wad on my initiative and my history check.
See? I told you.
Corinne, would you like to roll a melee attack? A dagger or some such?
We were not expecting it to flee.
Or I could roll 4 if she's not. There she goes. All right, this is why I asked. Corinne, as it turns to flee, your 2 melee combat-focused allies miss wildly. And you, with your dagger, just plunge it right into the belay's eye as it begins to run away and just drag the dagger down.
Nasty.
And it makes it a few more steps. And falls over dead. All right. As it does so,
Back on the horses, let's go. It's only been like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. You guys are just trying to get out of here quickly.
I'm a sheep.
Yeah, she is a sheep. You guys have to deal with that
Damn
before
it.
you ride away.
How long does that last? How long is
An
Paul?
hour.
An hour.
An hour? Fuck.
The funny thing is, it's her own concentration that is holding it in place.
That's
So
jacked up.
if she took damage, she would have to roll a concentration saving throw.
Alright. I'm not sure if Kazan has the heart to punch this sheep in the face. Yes!
Corinne
Alright,
does.
Corinne's doing
Corinne.
it. Excellent.
Corinne,
Kazan's like sitting there going through a moral dilemma like, alright, do I just grab the sheep or what? And Corinne just comes up and just like pops it in the face.
Corinne,
Like a fucking...
please roll a d20 plus your strength modifier, which is plus
Oh,
1.
shit.
Sheep don't want to get punched in the face.
No. The sheep's going to run for it.
It's making you roll an attack roll. We don't have time for sheep punching people. It is hopefully not the last time Kazan has to say that during this campaign.
Corinne goes up to punch the sheep and literally just falls on her face and punches the ground on her way down.
You break every bone in your hand.
Oh
no.
And as she struggles to get up, the sheep scampers backwards a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Bah.
And now you all are chasing the sheep.
God damn it. Alfred, shoot the fucking sheep.
Alright, Alfred.
The sheep is going to run into the
Do we think Alfred would do that? I think he would do that.
I think he would do that, yeah. Halfred will not...
He might blunt his arrow a little bit, maybe.
I don't know if you can do that.
DM's like, what's that? Critical hit with the bow?
Alfred will draw his arrow. Alright.
Alright, see? That's not bad.
Sink an arrow into you, so that's 3 damage to get rid of the sheep. 3 damage to your own person, Bryces.
That's not bad.
Exactly.
As you pop
Can you
back...
guys see me?
I can, yes.
Okay, cool.
As you pop back into reality as a human with 3 less hit points.
Well, see, now I have the moral conundrum of anytime I get hit, Infernal Legacy generally tends to go off.
It's a reflex, guys. Burn.
Goes up in flames. All right, get on the horses. We gotta go. Unless I point to those more things are coming. We go now.
Tim, in the distance to the north, you see things scampering through bushes your direction.
I mount my horse and start charging.
Do we want to fight some more?
You guys handled that quick enough to where you think you could hop on your horses and right away before whatever these creatures are get to you.
Can I use thaumaturgy to like make the ground start shaking so it looks like it feels like we're riding off in the opposite direction?
You sure can. You cast thaumaturgy at an area at a point behind you, and you, Bryces, you literally see the shifting of the bushes begin to move that direction, as if responding to the noise and vibrations. As you
Bonus
all,
5 seconds, run.
Yep. As you all ride
We're hauling
east
ass.
and get the hell out of there. You all ride. You all keep riding, and it's getting into evening now. But you're in the middle of these hills, and you approach where Naxine, where Naxine gave you instructions.
I don't feel like it now.
Now that it's time.
And you see a what looks like a ramshackle cottage before you as you begin approaching it, riding up to it.
Hello.
You call out Kazan as you all approach the little stone cabin, and from out of the cabin, a woman comes out. She has a knife in her hands and blood, and she's got like a chicken or something in her other hand. And when she sees you, she tosses both inside and comes back out, and she is wielding this wicked-looking halberd. And she approaches you and says, "What do you want?"
Peace.
Introduce ourselves. We're the Graham Cracker crew, you know. I don't want to interrupt your chicken feast or anything, but have you seen any giant problems around the area? Noticed any goings-ons?
She says, "There's plenty of problems in this area. I don't pay attention to any of them."
You like taking out some frustration? I got a target for you.
Yeah. Well, there's a problem. The giants are organized, and they are marching on Goldenfields. And I heard that you are a... Are you Denela?
She very slowly, narrows her eyes at you all and slowly nods. She says, "I'm Denela, that's me."
Heard you were a legendary giant slayer?
She you see her shoulders kind of sag, and she says, "Go away! Not interested." She walks back into her cabin and slams the door.
Coward.
Alright, that went well.
But what if we could convince you for one last heist?
Just get out. Pull me back in.
Bryce instantly starts screaming she's a coward.
I'll glare at her.
Bryce's
Ma'am.
roll an intimidation check as you're just yelling the word "coward" at the cabin.
Coward.
You yell that a few times, Bryce's, and the door slams back open, and she marches out with that halberd, and she points it right at you, Bryce's, as she's advancing. She says, "I ain't no coward. I'm just not interested in fighting anymore."
Coward.
A lot of good squashes are gonna die if you don't do something.
Some people.
She says, "Why should I care? I fought for years. No one ever gave me nothing."
You don't want to squash? I don't know. I mean, a lot of people die if you don't do something. That's all. I have no attachment to those people.
Well, you don't want the giants to get more powerful, do you? They raise that town and take all the food.
Ooh, that's another good point.
That's more giants. That's more problems for you. They're amassing an army. That army's not going to leave you alone for too much longer. Goldenfields is just a bigger target.
Tim and
Height of her
Kaz,
practicality.
Tim and Kazan, both of you roll persuasion check, please. She looks at you and she says, I get food from Goldenfields every once in a while.
Not for much longer.
A lot of people do.
Says, what's the payment?
More food
Well,
from
the-
Goldenfields.
I have a scarf that will do fire damage to people.
I have a bunch of giant books that I keep not getting rid of. Are you
I keep selling them
interested
in
in some
increasingly remote locations.
rare books? Are you a reader?
I'm going to try selling them to a bear next.
Should have tried to sell them to the bullywugs.
Corinne,
I mean, I think.
you may also roll persuasion check.
Don't mention they're written in giant.
She says.
She mentioned they were written in giant.
She says, let me see some of those books.
I pull 2 books out of the bag of holding.
Okay. She flips through some of them. You're not sure if she can actually read what she's writing, but she seems to be studying these intently. She says,
Maybe she can read giant.
She says, how many of these you got?
I don't know. I literally keep reading that.
You have,
too.
quote, as many as you can fit in the bag.
Almost a bag full.
10? I don't know. What's a
You
bag of
have
holding?
you have about a dozen. You have about a dozen books.
Okay.
She says, those will do. Give me the books. I'll come with you.
All right. Sounds
All
easy.
right.
Sounds great. Let's go.
She says, you don't have a horse for me, though.
Hopper can fly. He'll be fine. He's also a halfling. He can double up with somebody. I'm gonna ask her. Does she know like any kind of giant hideouts or locations around here, like hill giants specifically?
She says, the hill giants have a headquarters somewhere to the north of here in the Desserin Valley. I never knew exactly where, but they pour out of there from time to time. Are they raising a ruckus again?
Yeah, a pretty bad one. They've destroyed a lot of farms along the south side of Goldenfields, which confuses me that they'd be coming from the north. But I think they're headed to Goldenfields next. They're just looking for food. It's always food.
She says, that doesn't surprise me too much. Last I heard, the hill giants in the area had a chief that was real interested in that sort of thing. That was years ago, but the chief probably hasn't changed in that time.
Oh yeah, they have the one that's always hungry.
I was to say, didn't the ghost guy tell us about that?
Yeah.
You all do remember, yes, the ghost said that the plan, if you can call it that, of the hill giants was to become the biggest giant by eating the most.
Solid plan. I'll ask her if she thinks our best tactics is to try to intercept the giants or try and flank them when they attack Goldenfields.
She says, and how many giants did you say there were?
I think there's only 3 hill giants, but they might have some ogres and goblins.
She says, I would wait for them to actually attack the Goldenfields proper if I were you. I mean, you all look formidable, but taking on that many, those hill giants still pack a wallop. Having them distracted is a good idea, I think.
What's our time frame for the...
It is probably about 8 or 9 in the evening right now. and they were literally given till the next morning. You're going to have to ride all night to get back in time. And you've already ridden all night to get here.
Damn.
Which will
I don't
also...
suppose you have any kind of faster transportation to get out of here, dude. She didn't even have a damn horse.
She looks around, just look around. She goes, I got my cabin, that's about it.
Damn it all. I don't think we'll have a chance to intercept them anyway, because I don't know where they're coming from. And it sounds like we're going to hit them at Goldenfields regardless.
Back we go.
All right, you all begin writing. As it gets in the middle of the night, probably like 11, 12 at night, you guys realize you haven't slept in 2 days. You rode all through the last night to get here. Or it hasn't been 2 days. It's been since.
It's been like a day.
No, you're right. It actually has been 24 hours since you slept. Because you guys took off at about 8 or 9 o'clock from Goldenfields the day before.
In the morning?
It was in the evening. It was probably, I think it was later at night, actually.
So how long did it take for us to get to her?
It just took us the night to get to her, and now it's still night, and then it's going to be morning the next... Something's going to go.
It took about... I'm trying to do the math in my head. I don't do math. As far as you know, the Giants were to attack in 36 hours. It was like evening in Goldenfields when you left.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to... The Giants were supposed to show up the morning after next.
Okay.
So whatever half of that...
Wait, did we camp somewhere or no?
No, you didn't. You just rode.
Okay.
So that would be, 36...
Don't we still have
You guys probably have about 12 hours. That actually doesn't add up either, does it?
No.
I'm confused.
It took you about half the time to get there. If you guys ride back hard now...
Took us 18 hours to get there.
18, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Which would, I don't know what time that would put it at. Like,
But if we rode
mid-afternoon.
18 hours straight, it would be
Yeah.
right at 36 hours getting back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. They told us that. Yeah, if we
Yeah.
just go there and go back. All right. That's our option. We don't want to be late to this. Be late for our own party.
All right,
Do you
all
have
begin...
any way of avoiding the bullets, or are we just going to try to be lucky about not hitting them?
You kind of have to just be lucky. Halford is still pinging. As you guys get to the area near the edge of the Forlorn Hills, he tells
I'll
you...
keep using my thaumaturgy to scatter them somewhere else.
And well, Halford does tell you that you guys need to... At one point, he tells you need to cut a little north to avoid presumably the same 3 monstrosities.
Yeah.
But you guys are able to do that because there aren't any others in the way. In the middle of this night, though, the fact that you guys have all been writing for 24 hours now hits you. I need everybody to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Am I going to turn into a sheep again? Nope.
Look at that new proficiency in Constitution saving throws.
It's not great.
That was Tim. Not Tim. Halford. Tim. Yeah, you haven't rolled yet.
Do I need to roll this? I don't really sleep.
Oh, no, you don't. You're absolutely right. You don't need to sleep. Tim is oddly you all are
Power down for 4 hours on the horse.
Yeah. Your unsleeping nature makes you immune to this. Corinne and Halfred, you both get extremely tired. You are currently both suffering 1 level of exhaustion.
Ooh.
A condition we have not used in this campaign yet.
Ever.
Oh yeah, did we ever use it last campaign?
I don't think so.
It was always a thing, just it never
It
came
was
up.
always a thing. I don't think it ever came up.
And 1 level of exhaustion means disadvantage on ability checks
For how long?
until you long
Until I
rest.
sleep?
Yep.
Great.
5 more levels until death.
Yeah.
Yeah, level 6 is dead.
The levels are: level 1 is disadvantage on ability checks, 2 is speed halved, 3 disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, 4 hit point maximum halved, 5 speed reduced to 0. I think that's just like
Oh my goodness.
you're just laying down.
You're in a coma.
And they're all those things are cumulative.
Cumulative. They're all stacking. Yeah, and then 6 is your dead.
Oh my goodness.
You can't go 6 days without sleeping, apparently.
Wait, so when do I gain another level of exhaustion? Is it like for like every 24 hours?
Yeah, if you try to go another 24 hours without sleeping, you'll have to roll and save again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does Halford have inspiration?
Let's see.
I feel like he would try to avoid this.
He does not have it.
Okay.
He would probably try to avoid it, but I don't think he's
You'll have
got
to mark it on his sheet.
Is there a place?
Yeah, it's on the
On the
side
right.
where ideals, bonds, and then conditions. It has exhaustion.
Ah, yes.
That little question mark actually tells you what they all are.
Oh, nice. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Exhaustion.
Second, I need to adjust some things.
Right all night just to get back home.
So that's gonna like do that automatically for me if I fill it in?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's find out. So you said disadvantage on ability checks. So like no, it doesn't look like it.
No, it
Right?
doesn't.
Click on the left side ones. Strength X con.
No. So
Okay.
we're just going to
Well,
remember
that's
that.
fine. That was it.
I'll
Okay.
try to keep it in mind. I'll remind you. All right, you all continue riding through the night. You see the sun break, and you wonder briefly whether you're actually going to be on time or not. You crest a rise to go to Goldenfields, and you see before you a fucking army. You don't see 3 hill giants. You see 5 hill giants.
God damn it.
They're leading a pack of 6 ogres. Those ogres are wearing some sort of devices strapped to their backs that look like catapults. Behind each of the ogres is a contingent of goblins. And scattered amongst all of them are bugbears kitted out
Good
in
Lord.
armor and swords and shields and whatnot.
Well, that city's toast.
God damn.
And in the middle, one of the 5 hill giants is taller than the rest, not quite as fat as the other more slovenly looking 4 either. And he seems to be wearing a suit of armor that seems to be fashioned out of human-sized shields that have been just sewn together.
He's figured out how to sew shields together.
And as you approach from the back, none of them seem to note your presence. And as you approach, you see the giant with the shields. As you approach, you can't hear what he's saying. But you can hear him yelling something at the wall that he's standing in front of.
How close are we?
You're still a few hundred feet out at this point.
Like how many?
Let's say about 300 feet.
How close can we get without being noticed?
You seem fine right now. The whole army is pretty well focused on the wall in front of them.
What's the plan here? I'm gonna ask Danela. What do you think? You ever seen anything like this?
She says, "Gods, I don't think I've ever seen them this organized or this grouped up before. This is something else. I don't know. I would say wait for them to start attacking and then move in. It may cost them some people on the wall, but if we just charge them before the attack, they're just all going to turn around and murder us."
But we're the heroes.
She says, "I'm not no
Giant
hero."
slayers. You could be.
She says, "I've been there, done
Sing
that."
You've done this? I don't think so.
She says, "Well, maybe not
This
this
is some real
specifically."
hero shit right here.
Bryce starts singing COWARD.
She says,
She's just fucking with her at this point.
she scowls at you, Bryce. She says, "Damn it, you've paid me. I'll do whatever you think. You want to charge in like idiots? Let's do it."
Yeah, that's the spirit. All right.
So it's just us taking on an army. That's what's happening right now.
You can see along this wall, you can see a number of guards and people with bows, and you can see a lot of the people who were in the town hall yesterday up on that wall, all just sort of lined up along the edge of it. So they're there, but they're not engaged with these giants quite yet. It looks like the leader of the giants is still arguing with them.
All right.
I need to be within 150 feet.
Yeah, we need to get closer. We need to put the sorcerers in good line of sight, but far, like max distance. I'm thinking I might use illusion to turn myself into a bugbear, and maybe we'll do the old like I drag like Tim and Halfred as prisoners up there just to kind of get us close.
All right.
A bugbear caught some townsfolk, although I can't really pass off Tim as townsfolk.
I mean, these are.
I could bring Danila.
You
could pass off as townsfolk.
Yeah. Is your intention to do all this before the fighting breaks out, or to like wait?
Hopefully like right before the fighting breaks out. If I can try and tell when the tensions start escalating, because I want to get. I don't know. I feel like I want to be decently close, as close as I can before the fight goes off.
Okay.
And I'm thinking a bugbear might be the closest thing I can resemble, size-wise.
Okay. Yeah, you wait a little while, watching this argument go on that you can't hear, and then after a few minutes of this, and you all can still are approaching as you see this going on. You see the leader of the giants turn around and give out a roar, and the entire army starts advancing.
I think that's our cue.
And I will.
How close are we now?
You're over here.
Oh boy.
The map's only 60 feet away, but I can say you're probably still about I don't know, 100, 150 feet away.
That works.
Can I cast Wall of Fire before we start the turn order?
No one's noticed you yet. So if you guys are
we need to cast all the buffs.
Yeah, if you guys are attempting to do a sneak attack on this army before it really gets going, you can certainly do that.
All right, I got some buffs I want to set up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as you guys, we'll say that you guys are doing this as you were approaching, as the army begins marching forward, and they're just kind of slowly advancing.
This is my buff I'm going to cast on myself.
Okay.
So, Denila or whatever is in the 2 places?
Nope. That's when you guys came back early and got on the wall with everybody, but you didn't do that, so.
All right, we're back at this coming up.
Okay, I'm gonna mark this. Question: do you guys want to start this now, or do you just want to have a short session tonight and pick this up next time? Because when you guys start this, you're starting it.
I'm not gonna go make it tonight.
Okay.
We're probably gonna have to stop. Yeah, this
Okay.
guy looks like a giant ass fight.
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna last more than 30 minutes, I think. So let's have you guys do whatever you're gonna do, and
Yeah, let's set up our plan, and then, or I guess we'll probably still have to discuss the plan next week too.
yeah, okay. I'm just gonna put markers on everybody. Bryce's does meteors. Kazan, you're doing. Where's the armor? Armor of Agathis and Shield of
And
Faith.
Shield of Faith.
Wait,
yeah.
is one of those concentration? The other one's not.
Armor of Agathis is not concentration. Shield of Faith is.
All right, those two will represent.
It gives me 15 temporary hit points and plus 2 AC, which I'll just have to remember.
All right. Anybody else do anything before?
I mean, I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire. That's another thing I'm gonna cast, and I would do that like right before we start
Yeah.
because that's gonna draw some attention.
Yeah,
so.
that's gonna draw all of the attention.
I still want to do I want to do Minor Illusion or Mask of Many Faces to look like a bugbear, and like either me just run up there
Yeah.
or drag some of these guys and pretend like I've got some prisoners.
Okay. To get
Like
to
as
getting
we're opening our
close.
surprise round, just to try and get like us melee guys closer.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, as you guys begin to buff yourselves, you hear Danaela sort of muttering to herself, saying, like, oh, shit, this isn't going to go well. And you all begin advancing towards this
No takesies backsies.
hill giant army. And we will end it for tonight.
Good lord.
I don't...
This is gonna go well.
I was told
feel
there were
it.
gonna be 3 giants.
I do not believe you guys gained any experience tonight.
Kill those bullets.
Oh, we killed
Oh!
the thing.
Yeah, you did. Never mind.
Thing.
Yeah. You guys killed Boulays. Boulays?
And we recruited Danaela. I don't know if that's worth anything.
They will be, but not yet.
Alright.
Boulays are worth 1,800 experience, and you killed 2 of them. 3,600.
And totals out to 720 apiece.
1800 apiece, you said? 36.
3,600 total.
720 apiece.
720
Yeah.
apiece.
Okay.
So we're at 54,486.
You do Halfords, please.
5,446?
54486.
486. I said that doesn't seem right. Alfred. Cool. All right. Thank you to everybody, Heather, Reese, Rochelle, and Raymond. I'm Chris. We're here doing D&D 5th Edition Storm King's Thunder every week.
Haunt has returned.
We will see you next time.